Two elementals stand guard in Minecraft's structures: the blaze and the breeze. Fire and air, both in their own domains. But where are earth and water? Why would the structure's builders craft fortresses for two elements and ignore the rest? Deep within the world's oldest ruins, we hear whispers of guardians that should exist, and a corruption that silenced them. The truth isn't missing, it's hiding in plain sight. Okay. Before we start, how am I so convinced that two mobs are, in fact, missing? What if it's Mojang's intention for these two mobs to be the only similar looking elemental creatures? How do we know there are more tucked away somewhere? Well, when discussing elements, not the ones on the periodic table, there are four primary ones: fire, water, earth, and air. The concept dates back to ancient Greek philosophers, not Avatar. Fast forward to the 16th century, and a Swiss alchemist named Paracelsus developed the concept of elementals, mythical beings tied to each classical element. That is exactly what the blaze and breeze are. Want more proof? Mojang's own post about decorated pots mentions Greek red clay pottery as their primary inspiration, and since these pots are found among the ruins of ancient civilizations, we can safely assume other design elements may have been borrowed from the Greeks. Like, I don't know, the entire concept of four elemental guardians. But the final nail in the coffin? In Minecraft dungeons, there's a mural you can find with some familiar figures. Four distinctly colored blaze and breeze-like beings, each possibly tied to a different element. So yes, this confirms it. Two of Minecraft's elemental mobs are missing, and we're going to find them. The blaze and breeze are extremely unique mobs. By looking closely at their shared design, we can create a blueprint for their missing siblings. First off, their physical form. A floating head with a set of rotating, floating rods making up their body. These rods are crucial, because for both mobs, it's also their main loot drop. Blazes drop blaze rods, breezes drop breeze rods, but what do these rods have in common? Well, since the blaze represents fire, its rods can be broken down to craft fire charges, and the breeze rods can be turned into wind charges. These charges are the exact projectiles used by the mobs themselves, giving us our first few criteria for identifying new elemental creatures. They must have rod-based bodies, drop rods, and have a corresponding elemental projectile. Now, what else do they share? Well, both are located in major, iconic Minecraft structures. Blazes in nether fortresses, and breezes in trial chambers. And here's where it gets really interesting. Both are spawned using mob spawners. This is a pretty unique mechanic in Minecraft. Most mobs just spawn. These ones are placed intentionally. They are built-in defenders. Guardians. No, not that kind of guardian. It's clear that all elemental mobs are meant to follow this rule. When a player gets too close to one of these spawners, an elemental guardian is triggered, designed specifically to protect the structure it inhabits. And if we look to the lore, Mojang seems to agree. In an official post about the Nether, they write, "It's theorized by scholars that the blazes were created as guards by the original inhabitants of the fortresses. Some speculate that the builders lost control over their creations, and as a result, were destroyed by them." That's huge. Even if it's just a theory, Mojang wrote it, which means lore-wise, it holds weight. So yes, these elemental creatures were designed by an ancient civilization to guard sacred structures, but something went wrong. The builders lost control, and now their creations remain as the only surviving pieces of a forgotten world. Which gives us our biggest clue yet. If the missing elementals are out there, they'll be found in other ancient, abandoned structures left behind by the same fallen civilization. Let's start looking. Ocean monuments? Nope, that's a dead creature. Ancient ruins? Close but nothing special. Ancient cities? Pretty empty besides these icebox rooms. Strongholds. Promising, but I don't... Wait, an icebox room? These rooms contain a single chest, and inside that chest, snowballs, packed ice, and a few other strange items. Like the like and subscribe buttons. But those two stand out. I think this room was more than just some Minecraft fridge. I think this room housed the mob spawner for a missing water elemental. I think this was the home of the Freeze. And yes, I'm quite proud of that name. It's not the water blasting mob I originally pictured, but in case you skipped science class, ice is water. The chest includes snowballs, which make zero sense in a structure like this, unless they're meant to serve a deeper purpose. They aren't food, they're projectiles, just like fire charges, just like wind charges. These are freeze charges, the elemental weapon of the mob that once protected this place. Because if the freeze spawner ever existed, it's long gone now. Taken out when the Skulk overran the city. The ancient city only spawns in the deep dark, evidence that the Skulk corrupted and consumed this place, silencing whatever once was alive here, including the Freeze. We've identified one missing elemental, but what about the last one, Earth? Well, what if I told you there aren't 4 elemental mobs, but 5? Because here's the twist. I don't think Earth is missing. It's been right in front of us all along. Let's go back to a Mojang post one more time. Blazes are described as sentient beings made of pure lava. And lava is not fire. Lava is molten rock. Meaning, the blaze isn't just the fire elemental, it's the fusion of fire and earth. 2 powerful constructs created by the ancient builders that combined into something even more dangerous. That's why the builders lost control. That's why they were wiped out. Their 2 most dangerous creations became one, and they couldn't stop it. Even the crafting recipe for fire charges supports this. To make one, you need blaze powder and coal. Coal that's mined from the earth. The fire charge isn't just pure flame. It has a solid, earthy core. Only one of Minecraft's elemental mobs is truly lost, the Freeze, consumed by the Skulk. The Earth elemental lives on, fused into something more powerful than its creators ever intended. And maybe, just maybe, the Freeze could return someday. Because honestly, Mojang, we'd all rather summon an ancient ice elemental than vote for another glow squid. Thanks for watching! Oh, and please smash like and subscribe.